Hola amigos y bienvenidos de nuevo. Hoy vamos a continuar nuestra conversación sobre gustar and the IOPs nos and les. Let's go on. So, the first one that we're obviously looking at today is nos. Now, nos is the IOP that means to us, right? Just to review what we have learned so far is me, which is to me. There is te, which is to you. We know le, which can either be to him, her, or you, but in that formal sense. And now we are adding nos to that equation. And as I said, it means to us. So for example, if we were to make the sentence, we like to speak Spanish, or to speak Spanish is pleasing to us, we would see the exact same formation that we've seen previously, as in our IOP first, in this case, which is nos or tu us, and then our verb gusta, and we continue on hablar español, o sea, to speak Spanish is pleasing to us. Muy bien. So we'll continue on with a couple more examples here, all right? So for the first one, we see nos gusta el chocolate. Now, nos is the IOP, means to us. Our verb here is gusta, right? And the thing that is doing the pleasing, or the subject here, of course, is el chocolate, right? In our next sentence, we have nos gusta comer en el parque. So our subject again here is to eat in the park, right? Because that is what's doing the pleasing. Our verb, of course, is the singular form gusta, because we have a verb as the subject, which is comer. And then the people being affected is us here as well. So nos gusta comer en el parque. To eat in the park is pleasing to us. We see an example down below where we use gustan in the plural form, because what is doing the pleasing are nuestros maestros, o sea, our teachers. So nos gustan nuestros maestros, right? Or our teachers are pleasing to us. All right. So as far as nos goes, it's as simple and as easy as me and te. Great job, my friends. Let's move on. And over here, my friends, we are being introduced to our final indirect object pronoun, and this is les. So les is the IOP that means to them. Now, in Spanish, we know that we have a masculine them and a feminine them. So we either have a ellos or we have a ellas. We also have, under that les umbrella, our to you all, in other words, y'all, in which case this would mean to you all, a ustedes. So, I hope that we're savvy. We know that if we see this a ellos, a ustedes, or a ellas, we're looking at including a prepositional phrase, just like we did with our IOP le. So let's take a look down below. Let's say we want to write the sentence, they like the film. Well, we have les gusta, and then the subject here is la película. And this would then translate to them is pleasing the film, or the film is pleasing to them. However, let's take a closer look. So because les already means to them and to you all, the meaning of the sentence can be either the following. The film is pleasing to them, as we said, or again, the film is pleasing to you all. So, in order to clarify this ambiguity, we must include at the beginning a prepositional phrase that clearly defines the meaning of les. We follow this exact same rule when it comes to le. Therefore, le and les follow the same rule when applying a prepositional phrase. And there we go. All right, so down below here, we're going to see some examples including these prepositional phrases. So right off the bat, we have a ustedes. This is defining clearly for me the meaning of our IOP les here, meaning to you all. We have our verb, of course, which is gusta, and then the subject, which is doing the pleasing, is el café negro. So this is translating for us, is the black coffee, which is our subject, pleasing, our verb, and then finally, to whom it is affecting our IOP, to you all, a ustedes. So we come together with a ustedes les gusta el café negro. Is black coffee pleasing to you all? We see a similar sentence with a ustedes once again. Our IOP, of course, is les, and that it's matching that person being affected. And we have gusta el presidente, right? So rather, is the president, which is our subject here, and pleasing, our verb, again, to you all. Muy bien. We'll take a couple more looks at these final two sentences here. We have a ellas this time, so rather to them feminine. Les, and our verb is gustan in the plural sense because our subject here are los hoteles. So rather, is comes around to hotels are pleasing to them. Muy bien. The last example that we have down below, we see a ellos, so it's changed just slightly. Les, and we see our singular verb here, gusta, because our subject here is limpiar el baño. It is a verb, right? And that translates to clean. The bathroom is pleasing. And finally, we see to them. Muy bien, amigos. So, one last important thing to note is within les gusta and les gustan that our nouns and proper names can be inserted into the prepositional phrase. Right, so we learned this whenever we worked within le as well. We could be specific and say, a Sarah y Enrique les gusta caminar por senderos. Or to walk trails is pleasing to specifically Sarah and Enrique. Instead of saying a ellos. Ellos is what could take the place of Sara y Enrique, but in this case, we want to call them out by name. We see again here, a los niños les gustan los bicicletas, or the bicycles are pleasing. Here we have to the boys, rather than, again, ellos, which could have replaced los niños. All right, and then one final little emphasis note here. We did touch base on this in the last video, but if you want to add emphasis to the construction of either me gusta, te gusta, you are going to add either a mí, which emphasizes the me portion, or a ti, which emphasizes the te portion, right? So we have, just like we've seen in our previous ficha, we have a mí, and then we have me gusta el agua. So this little prepositional phrase here is just really just stressing water is pleasing to me, right? 5 underlines there. It's really emphasizing it. So maybe if you're in a group of friends and everyone's talking about how they just love soda and they don't like water, maybe you really want to make it known like, well, to me, personally, I think water is great, right? And then we see another example here. We have a ti te gusta el vino, or wine is pleasing to you, like just really specific. It's really pleasing to you. All right, and that is all we have time for today, my friends. I hope that you all enjoyed the little lecture, and I will talk to you soon. If you have questions, you know where I am, amigos. Adios.